Good afternoon. How are you doing today, Michael?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Today we are going to be learning about how to use a comma. And first of all, when you hear the word comma, what comes to mind?
Writing and sentences and usually a pause when you're reading.
Oh, good. And as you'll see as we go through this lesson, we'll point that out so you can see when it is the best time to use a comma and when is a time to leave it out. And so today our lesson is focusing on separating independent clauses connected by a coordinating conjunction. There is a lot of big words going on in that sentence, so let's break that down. First of all, independent clause. Are you familiar with that phrase at all?
A little bit.
Okay. Well, when you see the phrase independent clause, what that means is it is a grouping of words that can stand alone as a sentence. And so it's possible that in the course of a larger sentence that you're going to have two independent clauses. And in that case, then you would connect the two of them with a coordinating conjunction. Have you heard of a conjunction before?
No.
Okay. Well, we have this neat mnemonic that we use to remember what are different conjunctions that we use. So, fanboys. Can you repeat that after me?
Fanboys.
Good. And I'm going to write the conjunction on the wall and then repeat after me as I write it. For.
For.
And. Nor.
Nor.
But.
But.
Or.
Or.
Yet.
Yet.
And so.
So.
So as you can see, if you look at the first letter of every word, it spells fanboys as you go down. And so when you see the word conjunction, you can think in your head fanboys. So when you're looking at a sentence, you can pick out which word is the conjunction. So looking at this first example, we're going to look at two examples that are correct, two examples that are wrong, and then you're going to use what you've learned to make a decision about these bottom two. So looking at the first one, Michaela's pet frog eats at least 50 flies a day, and it has never gotten indigestion. Why is this a correct sentence?
Because Michaela's pet frog eats at least 50 flies a day is a complete sentence?
Yes.
And because it has never gotten indigestion is a complete sentence.
Okay. And what's the conjunction in this sentence?
And?
Oh, good. And so as you can see, when there is a coordinating conjunction connecting the two independent clauses, you put a comma before the first thought and the second thought, so you don't have a run-on sentence.
Amazing.
Yeah, okay, looking at the second one, Molly still lives with her parents in Minnesota, but Shannon just moved to Colorado. Can you point out to me which one is the conjunction in this sentence?
But?
Oh, good job. And then can you also read the statement following but?
Shannon just moved to Colorado.
Does that sound like a complete thought to you?
Yes.
Yes. So as you can see, this sentence is also a correct usage of the comma because the comma plus the conjunction puts two independent clauses together. So now we're going to look at two that might be a little bit trickier. And so the first one reads, Barbara went to the grocery store and bought 2 quarts of milk. What could we do to make this a better sentence?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, first of all, do you see a conjunction in the sentence?
And?
Okay. And can you read the part of the sentence following and?
Bought 2 quarts of milk.
Okay. Does that make sense to you as a standalone sentence?
No.
What is it missing?
It doesn't say who bought the 2 quarts of milk.
Right. If you look at the beginning of the sentence, who did buy the 2 quarts of milk?
Barbara.
Okay, so you have the subject over here. And as you can see, as what you're saying, is these aren't two independent clauses because the subject is not named before the verb. And so in this instance, we would not have the comma here because it's not putting together two incomplete thoughts. Does that make sense? Okay, looking at the second one, David wanted to wear his favorite baseball cap to practice, but he couldn't find it anywhere that he looked. What about this one?
Well, but is the conjunction,
Okay,
but I don't see a comma, so
where would you put the comma?
before the conjunction,
Okay, how do you know this?
because the first part stands alone, and so does the second part.
That's true, and so we want to use the comma to separate two independent clauses. Good job. Okay, now we are at the chance where you need to decide if these sentences are correct or incorrect. So can you please read the first sentence?
Sammy's car battery is more than 7 years old, but she has never had to recharge it.
Do you think this is a correct or incorrect usage of a comma?
I think it's correct,
What do you know about the sentence that makes it correct?
because there's a coordinating conjunction, that's but,
Okay.
and she has never had to recharge it is a complete sentence. And so is Sammy's car battery is more than 7 years old.
Oh, well done. You are picking up on this very quickly. Can you read the second sentence?
Psychology was one of the most interesting classes I took in college, and I learned a lot about how to conduct research in the required lab sessions.
Do you think that this is a correct or incorrect sentence?
Incorrect,
Good. And how do you know this?
because it's missing a comma, I think.
Okay. And how do you know that?
I think because there's the word and
Oh, okay.
from fanboys,
Okay, good job.
but there's no comma, like in the other ones that are correct.
Okay, so you see a pattern with these other sentences, and this sentence right here isn't following that. So where would be the correct place to put the comma?
Before the word and?
Good. Can you read this out loud and we'll see if it sounds right?
Psychology was one of the most interesting classes I took in college. And I learned a lot about how to conduct research in the required lab sessions.
What do you think about that one?
I think it looks better.
Okay. Wow, Michael, you did such a great job today. I think that you will find that this portion of the ACT will be no problem for you.